afternoon, everyone. This is RAND, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, July 1, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a Time for Change call tomorrow night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about psychological operations. One might ask, maintaining a perpetually open, loving heart is a secret to a beautiful life. The quality of an open heart keeps us warm, loved, and feeling safe if ever life should treat us in a cold, bitter fashion. One might say that if you're able to keep your heart open 24 hours a day for 7 days a week, you can only manifest positive, successful, intimate relationships and everyone in your life, with everyone in your life. It's truly impossible to get hurt in any relationship if your heart refuses to close. You simply reconnect to an infinite source of love instead of getting sucked into playing the role of the angry victim. The enlightened one lives only in the heart. When he or she moves about and deals with people and things, he or she knows that what is seen is not separate from the one supreme reality. Brahman, the self, what is real, Ramana Rishi. There's a visualization that you can put together, and it's again focused. You get into a habit. We all know how do we get in a habit, right? This is a good habit. You get into a habit every morning before you get up and every night before you go to bed. You focus. Just focus on one thing. One. Not 20, not 30. One thing. Do it through heart-mindedness. So in other words, in the morning, you're kind of in mini meditation. Just like this meditation, you find a comfortable position. You have no outside distraction. You're still as a statue. You're relaxed into your body. And you're focusing on the natural rhythm of your breath rising and falling. Once you're in that, focus on one thing that you desire or want in this life. Don't deviate from it. Don't shift it. Be precise, concise, and detailed through the heart-mind. Send it out to the universe, and then surrender it. Let it go. Do this for a week, every morning and every night, and watch what happens. You have no expectations. You have no attachments. But it's a great habit. One might ask, I've had this question asked, believe it or not. Why do we have life? Why do we have it? What's the purpose of it? I mean, couldn't we do something else that we wouldn't have to have life? We could experience other things outside of life? Interesting question. What is life? Life is pure consciousness. Life is God. God is life. We are God. We are life. See, we're always experiencing in these physical material forms. Why don't we experience it in other things? No, why can't we pick? Well, we do. There was a misinterpretation throughout the ages that stated that, consciousness that inhabits a leaf of a tree or a tree itself or a stick or a rock is a lesser consciousness. The lesser consciousness. Now, let's figure this out. We are all gods in these bodies. Everything is God. how can any of it be lesser? You see how ridiculous that is? So in other words, if you as a God wanted to enter a pig, and you wanted to experience the pig, you wanted to experience how the pig lived, what the pig did. Well, it's pretty interesting because it's curiosity. So you enter the pig, and you experience the pig. Same with a wolf, bear, dog, cat. Just depends on what you wish to experience. Well, is it a lesser consciousness? No, it isn't. You're experiencing because you chose to. Whether you're a four-legged creature or a moth or a butterfly or whatever it may be. It's all in the energetic field. All of it. So it can't be lesser. That's why we say a leaf is just as important as a tree. And a blade of grass is just as important as the lawn. And life is our greatest teacher. God is our greatest teacher. It has this mysterious, seductive way of showing us how deeply powerful, creative, and incredibly penetrating we are. This world wants to be penetrated by you, by your energy, your creativity, your love, and your consciousness. That is why it is here. The world is here to experience you, so that in return you get to experience it. Goes both ways. This is the cosmic setup. And how we can learn, grow, and evolve as infinite souls traveling through life on our mysterious journey home. Remember, home is God. And we are the God. So this journey we're on is to discover or rediscover, however you want to view it, God. We are not just passive observers, watching our lives flutter by. We are also not just actors on life's stage, playing out these random personalities and the garden variety of roles handed down to us. We are that indescribable expansion and contraction of consciousness that is weaving itself in between. We are the blend of the observer, the observed, and the actor on the grand stage. We are the energy that's creating our actions, and this detached observer who is watching it all magically unfold. We are this interwoven space, this timeless spiritual essence that is beyond all rational comprehension. It can be tricky at first to understand, comprehend, that this divine interwoven mystery is what and who we really are. We've been programmed and imprinted to believe we are either this body or this soul, that we either spiritual or material beings. Yet, when we look with a penetrating, piercing mind into the core infrastructure of our human reality, we'll see that we are both. This universe is just too big not to contain both. And whenever we begin to identify ourselves with anything other than all three sides of the coin, we tend to suffer needlessly. Whatsoever is given to you is precious. If it was not so, existence would not have given it to you also. Now, don't get me wrong, suffering is not always bad. It is the most wonderful indicator that we are not being receptive, open, and available to this universe. Thank God there's something to notify us when we are off target. Our suffering, however, is not to be taken too personally. Suffering just means the ego, your individuated mind. It is a master at pretending that your life is something smaller than the divine cosmic immensity that it truly is. The mind has got you hypnotized into believing its minuscule, separate version of reality is true. It's like a colony of ants trying to convince every human being that their world is the only system that exists on the planet. And the most important one everyone should be focusing upon. All suffering stems from forgetting our connection with the God source, which originates from a deeper complaint we have within ourselves that says, life should be different than the way it is. How many of you said that in this lifetime? How many people have you heard say that? Right? This life should be different than the way it is. The complaining ego doesn't trust that the all-intelligent, divinely creative God source knows exactly what it is doing. See, the ego doesn't trust the God source. Our ego maintains its kingly or queenly suffering state because it stopped being curious about this awesome divine matrix of life. It has forgotten about our spiritual freedom, the power of pure consciousness, and our ability to choose what really matters. Everybody is carrying around hundreds of masks. Just watch. Talking to your lover, your boss, or with a being who is not going to fulfill any of your desire. Just watch your face. When you need their help the next day, just watch your face. Is there a moment in your life where you drop all your masks with everyone? Oh, sure. God exists within everything. I believe we all know that. Including your awareness right here, right now. At the deepest level of reality, this universe has given us an opportunity to discover this connection with the divine, which creates total freedom, love, empowerment, and enlightenment in our lives. We are given an opportunity while we are in a human body to create whatever we wish to, including transcending every level of suffering, life mastery, and mastery over our minds. Inner mastery is available to anyone, anybody who truly believes it's possible to be free from any type of suffering forever. Some people, however, feel they need to suffer more. Believe it or not, that's true. They feel they need to suffer more before they are ready to be for liberation, while others believe they have had enough and are not willing to tolerate living in some version of inner conflict another day. You have some people that say they deserve it. You know, they deserve it. To them, they believe it's some kind of punishment. The most interesting thing you may discover is that the people who are truly honestly finished with their own personal suffering toleration project suddenly create an inner shift in their consciousness that has the most fascinating dimension to it. They begin having a fully open, consistently receptive, welcoming quality to life, which behaves much like a cosmic womb continuously ready and willing to give birth to a deeper connection with the God source inside. When we look deeper and begin exploring what exactly is this cosmic womb, we see that it is the foundation for all matter and antimatter. It is this awesome, supremely empty, universal blackboard of which all consciousness and all its content fall upon. In a more spiritual context, you might say the cosmic womb is the home base where the creative, all-loving God source abides. The womb is the feminine aspect of God. And all matter and consciousness is the male aspect. Just as you and I came from a womb, everything in this universe was also born out of a womb as well. It is what existed before the Big Bang, of which never happened. The Big Bang is a joke. Before the first thought, before there was any empty void in existence, when we begin personally exploring this 100% pure emptiness of existence, we can often first encounter negative states of emotional sensation such as lack, apathy, loss, or even depression. This is part of the normal emptying out procedure that is simply a clearing of the ego's list of negative limiting beliefs it's been gripping onto. How long has it been gripping onto them? I don't know. I've known some people for years. Others for a few days. Through a persistent curiosity, devotion, meditation, prayer, or spiritual practice of investigating this purely empty, cosmically connected, womb-like space inside us, we soon discover something radically divine and absolutely precious abides at the core. At the core of our inner cosmic womb is absolute freedom, true inner peace, an indescribable self-love, a deeply penetrating awareness, and the connection to all the power and energy in this universe. Now, I realize this must sound quite outrageous and unbelievable. Yet when you experience it for yourself, you'll see that's precisely what it is. The cosmic womb is your sacred entry point, your spiritual gateway to instantly commune with the divine. When we are inside this absolutely pure empty space, the most direct, loving inner guidance immediately shows up, providing the most vital information and insights we were most needing to have. Discovering how to live in a constant, reverent communion with this sacred womb within is the most solid spiritual foundation that we can relax our entire lives into. There is nothing more reliable, since the cosmic womb is always there, always ready to be received, and always creating the deepest possible transformation within us. And when we surrender deeply to life, we discover our own personal relationship and intimate connection with this deepest experience of reality. And to prove it that it is real, we are given the gift of effortlessly finding total mastery over our minds, peace with every emotion we have, a profound unity with our own consciousness, and thus total mastery of our lives. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we would not want to be with. You're this ultimate mischief and brilliance. All the wisdom and passion, treasure is within. So where are you going to hide it? I find it is such a surprise to notice that who we are is the pulsing heart of the emptiness, the mountain strength of the vastness. Pamela Wilson. Discovering 100% reliable spiritual foundation is the most colossal gift we could ever give ourselves. Finding that which never changes, of course, which is the God that you really are. The God is the only thing that doesn't change. Everything else changes constantly. Well, why don't we change as gods? Because we're divine perfection. The only thing we do is just up the divine perfection. Finding that which never changes is always permanent, always reliable, eternal, indestructible, and absolutely free simply sets the mind at ease. It allows our soul to rest in our body, to experience the feeling that we can be at home here now, no matter what seems to be happening in the outer world. The cosmic womb is the great doorway to our highest freedom and the full realization of our unbounded spiritual nature. It is our essential entry point for how we can instantly reclaim our real spirituality, which in turn initiates a complete mind-body healing and permanent access to the state of unlimited potentiality. Just a few seconds in the womb, we immediately experience heaven is within. We encounter a timelessness and infinite spaciousness inside that opens a purely awakened mind, unstoppable energy, and infinite love within ourselves. We discover we are already spiritual beings at the core of every moment. We experience our spiritual indestructible essence is always here, always now, and always available. The cosmic womb inside you, which let's just say the God, right now is easy to discover. In fact, it takes zero effort and energy to realize it is here. And the more the mind efforts to find it, the more elusive the womb becomes. It can only be found through a deep relaxation into your consciousness. This is not something experienced when we are unconscious, half-conscious, or operating in automatic habits of the mind. It is only found when the mind is not there, when we are free from all the demands and desires of the ego. Only then can we fully relax, remove all our masks, and happily reveal the amazing enlightened being we truly are. It's found through a constant experience of receptivity and surrender. And when we can become supremely unguarded, free from any need or agenda, only then are we fully receptive, and the God Source instantly enters us. We must choose to surrender completely to the totality of our existence, to all our problems and their solutions, letting everything release in this great letting go. All the answers to life's greatest questions seem to be painted in perfect pictures on the womb's vast, infinite, holy blackboard. This grand emptiness is so profound that the infinitely creative source has no other choice than to draw out all the answers for you. The power in the womb is so intoxicating and liberating that all your plans and personal issues are orgasmically taken over by the divine. The womb awakens us instantly, points us back to the most radical essence of who we truly are, and gives us exactly what we are most needing to experience. To initiate the process of discovering your God, the God that you are, your cosmic womb, whatever you want to label it, start with being more allowing, welcoming, receptive, and expansive in your thinking than normal. A good exercise in welcoming each experience of life and its opposite, meaning welcoming in the pain and the pleasure, the joy and the sadness, the frustration and the ecstasy. The cosmic womb is already allowing all the good, bad experiences in this world to play out on its universal blackboard without discrimination or judgment. It is simply allowing for everything, including the mind and its various states of consciousness, to unfold as they will. Be like this cosmic blackboard, allowing for all. The very instant we become our totality, the dark and the light, we become 100% present to this present moment, the now. And the most amazing discoveries are found. Each moment becomes another epiphany and a holy experience to be revealed. We find every day is a great gateway to absolute creativity, expanded love, and a higher state of consciousness. Through welcoming all good, bad experiences, we can allow this unlimited God source of energy to freely enter our lives. It's good to know that everyone is going to be reflecting back to you where you are. The world will be mirroring those good and bad parts of yourself that you might not be aware of. If you are feeling stuck in a relationship, trapped in a job, powerless in a financial situation, or simply inadequate in your life, you are not feeling into the full contraction and expansion of your consciousness. Let go of this clinging or resisting either side. And let this grand pendulum swing. If you are welcoming everything on the outside and the inside, you cannot and will not miss the cosmic womb. You will not miss the God that you are. The good news is that this universe already loves you deeply and eternally. It's perpetually sending you wake-up calls, doing what it can to pour its greatness, its phenomenal healing love and wild ecstasy onto you and into you. So you ask yourself, are you ready for this? Can you handle a cosmic state of ecstasy? Then become ridiculously receptive to every experience in life again. Become like the most beautiful feminine flower, tasting the fresh morning rays of sunlight dancing on your skin. God must enter you here. It has no other choice. It must surrender to you if you allow for it to enter you. Simply open yourself up to all of existence. This is the most effortless and easy way to realize and experience your divinity. The ego functions like a blindfold on your eyes. The sun rises, you remain in darkness. The music goes on, but you don't hear a thing. You live in the ocean of love, but nothing is felt. With the ego, you remain like a dying tree, uprooted. Then life looks like this long, drawn-out tragedy. The whole thing seems to be so ridiculously meaningless, and consciousness seems to be something irrelevant and accidental. Also. One last word of advice on your journey into this womb, this God. It is a glorious and ferocious ride, and nothing short of that. The mind will have a tendency to do whatever it can to remain in control, to dictate reality, and micromanage your destiny. This is a very old habit, which it's not going to let go easily. It's going to do whatever it can to make you believe, and it is better not to surrender to existence. It feels a desperate need for protection, safety, security. It tends to live life from a place of fear rather than freedom, love, or ecstasy. Just know that any time you are not feeling free, your mind has taken over, has forgotten. The cosmic womb is here to liberate all of us and is desperately trying to escape from some illusionary prison it's caught in. And the great spiritual setup here is that our souls have signed up for millions of mind games that believe we are imprisoned so that we can break free and believe we are free. We want to experience it all, and will settle for nothing less. Any attempt to be in total control of the game is pointless and throws our body into a state of contraction. Just understand, comprehend, that your mind is stuck in the habit of constantly attempting to find freedom from an illusionary prison that it created, and all the answers and real goodies you're seeking are inside the jail cell. There is no need to escape from it. And when you realize this, the bars and walls suddenly melt away. Any seeking for freedom, love, or enlightenment is another being. Spiritual text or concept is inherently coming from the feeling of massive missing out on this divine spiritual womb-like connection within yourself. There is no greater guru than trusting your life and the wisdom in your heart. Realize this deeply and completely. This mind of yours is the only thing blocking you from experiencing this divine God source connection. No matter how sacred the mind is, it is still in your way. The mind has you fooled, trying to achieve some personal private goal out there, rushing around as if your soul didn't have an eternity of time ahead of you. Join in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body. Focused on the natural rhythm of your breath, rising and falling. Notice how divinity is always guiding you. It's good to know that your life is always guided. There's a higher intelligent force behind your every thought, breath, and bodily action. You wouldn't be reading or listening to any of this information right now if it weren't. You may not always feel it, but somewhere deep inside you, divinity is behind every moment of your life. And when you are full of doubt, you can experience how the divine support is always here guiding your heart back home. To feel it right now, start with letting your body become even more relaxed, trusting of this very moment. Fully surrender everything inside you to trusting your body is safe within this sacred moment. And when you totally surrender, all those thoughts of whoever and whatever you think you are can all suddenly disappear. Let everything go until there's no trace of you left. There's only one way to freedom. It's learning how to let go of all these thoughts about who you are and allow in the most persistent, consistent trust in life that you can imagine. It just feels so ridiculously good to let go of every little thing and trust in this great mystery of life. And yes, this life is so damn perfect, exactly the way it is, right now. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here Wednesday, July 2, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.